she was like basically having a go at us for asking for us to be able to get in our own car and for her to not block the back. I'm literally just about to take all my meds. I've just done my inhaler. And like a van or a car just comes bombing down. And it must have made a noise on the speed bump bit. And both girls bark. But Dixie barks, woof, 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 woof. Woof, woof. She has never done that. I bet you are. Oh, it was perfect. So, I'm going to get on to take my meds, but welcome to our day. Just casually sitting on the arm of the chair.
It's a good place to sit, Mummy.
Soaking up the sun.
Oh yeah. I'm not impressed with you.
You're really not.
No, I'm not.
Stay there.
Oh, so you wanted me to come and see us, Mum? Say hello to the people?
Say hello.
Mummy, I keep hitting Mummy in the face. What's she doing with that burger, darling?
Thank you. I am currently engraving. I'm hoping to pull off a Father's Day design.
I thought you were going to say disaster then.
This little butthole has been barking, hence why she's got her collar on. So she is 100% back.
And this other one keeps throwing this at me. Like continually pretty much for the past couple of hours.
Yeah. We're still not taking them out until after her checkup on Friday. Which they're getting a little bit like, come on, mums! But it's not happening. Well, that became intense. I was just about to say jingle jangle, and then it reminded me of the drug from Riverdale. Maybe not.
No.
Sophie's currently looking up things to eat on a 5-2 diet. I was looking at some... You're no longer Soph. I was looking at some stuff and on the internet yesterday about a new diet to use just to try and kind of help us out a little bit more. And I've seen a lot of people on Instagram are being really successful with the 5-2 fasting diet, which is why I then started researching it. And it looks achievable, so we're going to give it a bash. We know it's going to be difficult, but we also know that we need to kick ourselves back into action for losing weight again.
With the 5-2, it's not just weight loss that it's been proven to help. It helps to lower cholesterol.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different benefits for doing it.
Yeah.
So it's like an all-round goodness.
Yep. And I've also, I researched to make sure that it wouldn't affect us if we were to go back to normal eating, and it wouldn't cause issues with something called refeeding syndrome. It doesn't do any of that, so it looks quite positive. So basically what you do is for 5 days of the week you eat like your normal diet, with exceptions obviously, not like a normal diet of every chocolate bar, cake and pudding under the sun. It's like reasonably healthy eating.
You've got to try, for a woman, you've got to try and stick to under 2,000 calories a day on those days.
Yeah. And then on the other 2 of the days, you're fasting. But with this sort of fasting, you don't not eat for 24 hours. You can have a maximum of
500 calories.
Yeah, 500 calories. So it's not like you're having to go without. So that's why we think it might be achievable, because we're looking at breaking it up into 250 calorie meals, so that we aren't just having one meal in the morning and one meal at night and trying to struggle through for the rest of it. So that's quite positive, I think, and I'm looking forward to it. Kinda. It's something that needs to be done.
Yeah, it'll
So
be good for us.
since I came out of hospital after my tummy surgery, we've not been brilliant with eating anymore. So it's time to kick our asses into gear. My engraving's just done, so I'm gonna go and try and measure it up for the second half of it. So we'll catch up with you in a little bit. Go on, Alba. You can do it. You can have it. Go on. Go on.
It's yours.
Go get it. Have you got a crisp packet, Alba? I did try and record that, guys. Literally, she took it from there and went all the way along, but the camera keeps screwing up and I think I missed the whole thing. Yay! Is that yours, Alba?
What, Alba?
What have you got?
God, show Mummy.
What have you got? Go get it. Alba, go get it.
It's on me.
What have you got?
Show Mummy.
What have you got? Go get it. Alba, go get it. What have you got? Show Mummy. I took her ball. She's like, I heard it. What have you got, Alba? Oh, I'm coming up, Mum. Alba.
Hi there.
Alba, go show Mummy. Where's the crisp packet? Where's the crisp packet? Nope, not gonna do it.
No.
But she got a crisp packet, didn't she?
It was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am quite concerned about that Poundland bag because the fairies are in it.
Oh, are they?
Look how cute these are, but we still can't take them out. Alba's been busy.
Yeah.
She's made a penguin card, a forest card with a cross between a rabbit, a hare and a mouse that's the size of a bear. Yep. She's ranting about it and raving about it and really, really
I'm
happy.
very happy with it.
And then there's this gorgeous butterfly card.
Where? Where? Where?
What? You're making her go wild.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not doing anything.
Can you just hold them once more so Mummy can take a picture, Alba Bob?
I'll stop looking at my bum.
Please. Stay there. You hold that right there. Go. Hang on. Wait. Oh, you're gorgeous. Oh, yes, you are. You're gorgeous. Thanks. Thanks.
Oh,
Look at her scar, people. It's healing up so well.
I'm showing them my belly, man.
Bloody hell.
Did you sleep?
Yeah. Just freaked out a little bit. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Don't play with it.
You were showing me the
Alba?
but I just want to spark a little bit of curiosity within you, because if you have an eighth of the curiosity that you have with like animals and plants with your self-care, yep, we would get to where we want to go.
Do you think your wife's confident?
She's confident, but I don't think she is with her looks. She's confident in her abilities to do things. I mean, she's obviously in a job where you have to be confident. But I think as far as feeling good about herself,
Did
feeling
you
beautiful,
catch
I
me?
think that's kind of
You caught me looking, didn't
I can tell
you?
you love your wife.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, it literally radiates off of you that you love your wife.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a
I mean,
burger at you now.
She's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Oh my God, 2 gray squirrels.
So, I don't know if you can see, but here we've got a sign on our car that turns around and says not to park behind our boot. When we were in town getting the meds, this woman parked about a foot away from the back of our car, and when we said, excuse me, but we need to get into the car, and she was just like, what, the bus? We were like, yeah, our car, like my wife, so said my wife's in a wheelchair, we need to get the ramp out, and she was like, well go on then. And we were like, we can't because you're in the way. And she was like, well, you can get in there. And she just wasn't understanding that we needed to be able to get the ramp out the back. And she got all huffy, got in her car and was just like, well, I'm picking up someone disabled as well. And we're like, well, we're not disputing that, but we need nobody to park there so that she can get in the back of the car. And it does have a sign on the door saying to leave space for a wheelchair user. So we're not disputing you're not getting another disabled person in your car or picking anyone up, but we still need access to our vehicle. So can you move? And she got so pissy, slammed her door, muttered stuff under her breath, eventually moved, but she was like basically having a go at us for asking for us to be able to get in our own car and for her to not block the back. I mean, it's not difficult. And then, I mean, what difference does it make whether it's a van or a car or a bus in her words? I don't understand. We eventually got in and we've just been to Tesco's, so now we are going home.
It's really hot. They're like melting. Like,
We have the window open, although that is very pathetically open, babe.
well, I wasn't fully stood up, so.
I think that's the case of she might as well have not opened it.
Yeah.
Look at Albert Bob.
Well, Mummy's playing with my bark taller.
I burped. Not me. Albert
Yeah,
did.
I know, but I wonder if I hold this like this, whether she'll come into it. You were going to show me. I'm just wearing my top.
She did as well. Oh no, I don't want that.
Son, you don't need it
Because you're being good. Yay. Oh, Alba,
Yeah,
they don't really want your bum.
they do.
I had a temperature before I went in the shower. And unfortunately, showers just exacerbate it and it loosens up all the gunk. So I currently feel like I'm drowning. Even though I've been feeling like I've been drowning all day.
Yeah, you said that this morning, didn't you?
Yeah, and my cough has been pretty crap on occasions. I nearly vomited in the car on the way back from shopping.
Did you?
When we were going onto the slipway. Past the police cemetery. It's not actually a police cemetery. But the sign, what does it say? It says...
Police Station Cemetery.
Yeah, it's literally like douche, douche, douche. And there's no break. If you've seen Lee Evans, you'll know what that's about.
Oh, you dribbled on my finger.
But yeah, there's literally no break between police station and cemetery like on normal signs. So it literally says police station cemetery. Made me chuckle this morning. But I had a text from, well, last night, mum rung me about my stepdad, and they were concerned about his breathing. Well, more his airway more than his breathing. And I say that because his breathing was okay, but it was his airway up here that was not too brilliant. But he stayed pretty much stable overnight. But first thing this morning when Mum went in to see him, well, she texted him first of all, and he didn't respond. So she knew.
Unlike him.
Yeah, so Mum knew she needed to get to hospital.
You're okay.
She got to hospital and she took one look at him and wasn't happy, so went and got the doctor. And literally then within a few hours he was taken to intensive care, which is where he's currently at. Oh, I haven't put their water down. Hang on, baby girl. Don't lick the shower water, please. He's on NIV, which is what I wear at night. So that's non-invasive ventilation. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but basically it's a mask. I know some people have, but I know we got new subscribers. It's a mask like this that sits like really, really tight to your face. And you then have this. The straps kind of go over your head, and it like really secures the mask like super tight to your face. And it forces entry into air into your airways, and kind of just like pushes them open. So she's going to go get them some water because I was just dumped down again. You probably heard. And so he's currently on that. If he doesn't, if his blood gases don't pick up or they get worse in any way, he is going to be put into a medically induced coma. At the moment, as far as I know, he's still on the NIV, but obviously that can change at any point. They've kind of figured that the meds that they put him on aren't working, so they're looking at doing hemodialysis, which... What?
However...
They did change his meds.
They were working. They seemed to be doing really well. And yesterday, they reduced them.
Yeah,
and
they started playing around with the
happy,
dosages.
So we kind of just wonder, like, if they'd kept him on the same or, like, even increased it or whatever, like, would he have gotten better without having this? But carry on.
I mean, we don't know.
No, exactly, we don't know.
It could have got better, it could have got worse still. It's just something we don't know. So yeah, they're looking at doing hemodialysis, which is kind of like dialysis with the kidneys, but obviously it like sorts your blood out and the autoimmune problem like side of it. If he has that, then he'll be on it for like 5 days. So when Mum obviously told me this morning, we've arranged for the girls to go to Soph's parents for the weekend.
Yeah.
Until Monday, and when Mum rang me, I basically just told her that we're coming up, like going up to where they live, because they live, pardon me,
I've got hiccups, so I was doing it at the same time.
they live in Taunton, so it's about 2.5-3 hours from us.
Okay.
Because of having to go via Soph's parents first and things. It's just over 100 miles they live away, so it's really shit that they live so far away, but it was my choice to come down here. And
on the other hand, at least they're not further away.
Yeah.
Am I your head?
And I've said to Mum that we will look after her dog, because at the moment her dog has literally been in the house all day.
And it's really hot.
Yeah, and she's not being let out or anything like that. So we know our girls are going to be safe and fine. So we're going to go look after Mum's dog. And we're going to, well, Soph's going to drive Mum to and from the hospital for a few days so that it gives her a break, because she's not in the best of health as it is. No. And my sister hasn't been offering to drive, even though she's got a car and lives, like, not too far away, which still completely boggles my mind as to why she's not helping in that sense.
It's like yesterday, she went, oh no, was that this morning? Yesterday. At some point.
She went
anyway.
Yeah. But I think Mum picked her up.
Oh, did she?
No, she went in her own car actually, because she turned around and said to Mum, I'll go home now and I'll let the dog out and then I'll go home. And Mum was just like, there's no point, I've not eaten since this time, so I'll go do it myself. So they took 2 cars. Yeah. So that's 2 lots of fuel, 2 lots of parking, and it just doesn't make sense. No. So obviously we're going to do that for a few days. And just give Mum company, because obviously it's not nice her being on her own.
Well, she's not been like physically on her own in a really long time.
No. We might go and visit him ourselves, like on Saturday, Sunday when we drop Mum off. We might go in and see him ourselves as well, for like pop in for an hour and then go home, well, back to Mum's. But I'm still kind of trying to get my head around it, because the hospital and the intensive care unit that he's in, it wasn't my first intensive care stay. I think I'd been in intensive care about 7 or 8 times before that. But this intensive care was the first time I was intubated in for my brittle asthma.
Which is strange considering, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. And I had about another 10 admissions into there following that.
So obviously there's a lot of trauma and PTSD sort of triggers and things going on there, so it's...
Yeah, I mean, my head's already going, like, all over the place since he's been in hospital, let alone, like, back in into the ICU now. So if I can, and obviously with a lot of... relaxants on board, like I said, we might be able to go in there for an hour, but obviously it's just going to be the case of waiting and seeing. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, my main priority, although it sounds really horrible, my main priority is my mum. Yes, he's my stepdad, but I've only known him a few years, and he's in hospital, he's in the best place, whereas my mum isn't. She's at home, she's stressing, she's trying to keep on top of everything herself, trying to keep on top of keeping everyone else updated, and it's just, I think she needs more support at the moment.
Yeah. Even if it's just someone to be there to, like, make her a sandwich for dinner.
Yeah.
Or, like, make her a cup of tea when she gets back.
When she's, like, walking through the door and things. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We got Alba her last post-op check at 11 in the morning. Yeah. So we'll do all my meds. We'll do Alba. Then we'll come back and load the car up. And then we'll get on our way, because obviously, like I said, it takes a good few hours.
But we've got to wait for oxygen to be delivered first as well. So.
Yeah, I ordered that today. I should have ordered it on Tuesday, but I think because I was asleep for so long, it just completely, like, exited our minds.
Are you okay?
It's hot, Mummy.
I know, it's very warm.
So yeah, it's going to be a different setting for us.
Yeah.
And for you.
Weird.
We did, for the first time, take the girls out on the GREEN today. We took the tennis racket and ball. Soph had a few shots with it, and then got the ball stuck in a thorn bush.
I tried real hard. Oh, shit, I'm sorry, Pickle. I was just getting this to show people the start.
In the end, we ended up, Soph was throwing the ball for me, and I was hitting it, which was pretty cool. But
we tried. Can you see it, everyone? Is it in focus?
It's looking beautiful. Yeah. We still need to take a side-by-side of me and her leg together.
Yeah, Mum.
Obviously, I won't have my nipples out like she has, though.
No.
Oh, well, I'll keep that decency away from you. So, yeah, I'm going to get on with my nebs now. Now I've had a shower. And we'll take you along on our journey with us tomorrow.
What? Your camera, sorry guys, your camera is picking up the apple behind us thinking it's a face. like what? It's not even thinking our faces are faces, just the apple.
And there's 3 faces in this.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's circulating.
Circling.
That's the one. The
It's
apple.
just like you were right, but you weren't.
No.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get on with it, and we're gonna go cool down. Try and get this red face unread. So thanks for coming on our day with us, and we will see you tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.